Good morning. Sorry I don't have my full volume of my voice yet. I'm just having coffee and taking medicines. So far, all of my updates, and I don't know if I do this by accident or whatever it is, but I kind of present myself that like I'm going through this well, and this is, easy. You just have to have hope and all of this, stuff because I've just been so used to 4 years of indoctrination from, NA and AA. But this morning's not a good morning. And I want to show you it anyway. One of my eyes is more closed than the other. That's any indication on what's going on with my body. My eyes don't even know, like, all right, which one's open, guys? Look at that. If I go like that, this eye is way more open. I don't want this to be what this video turns into. Just like, look at my eyes, guys. Yeah, so I am taking my medicine, and in the morning I sit by this fire thing that my husband got for me because heat really is the only thing that helps me. Well, I found the Chewbacca from Mr. Ballin's videos. He's right here. I just wanted to show you that I feel like shit too. Stella, how do you feel? How do you feel? My cats know that there's something off about me. They keep cleaning me and licking me and, staying next to me and stuff, and it's very sweet. Animals understand so much more than humans. We had a rehab where there were cats running around and people could just have cats and dogs just running around and fulfilling their lives. Imagine what that could do for nursing homes, let alone rehab facilities. If there were animals there, that would be absolutely amazing. Maybe I'll do that one day after this, My lights just flickered. If anyone is wondering in my videos why my face is so many colors, I have a condition that's called melasma, and it's literally just that, like, all of this is not acne. My skin is completely clear. These are dark marks, and I'm trying to get rid of them. I have a cream that's like just my skin or something like that, and it's supposed to turn my face one color. But if you've ever wondered why I'm tie-dye, God just made me a little more special and splashed some extra color on my face accidentally. So my husband likes it. He thinks it makes me unique. Sometimes it gets darker. There's parts that actually look like countries. I got a little piece of on my cheek that when the sun's really bright, it looks like Finland. That's cool. But as far as what I'm doing this morning to make myself more comfortable, I woke up with horrible stomach pains. Just my stomach contracting almost like I'm having a baby. So Pepto, if you know what's in this, I don't want to they post straight up pictures of heroin on the heroin Reddit. So I think if like, guys, I smoke weed to make myself feel better, like it's not that bad, but you never know. And then I take these every single day. For anyone on Suboxone, I believe you should be also on these. It's very hard on your system. Even partial opiate agonists or whatever are very hard on your on your stomach. They slow down your bowels, and you can actually get, I've had a couple of extractions, I've had a couple of blockages that almost turned into surgical extractions had they not tried like 5 different enema routes. Like, they go in every hole in your body to try and get that poop out before they cut you open. But it's the reality of being an opiate addict or being on a maintenance med, is that you're going to be constipated sometimes. So this is $4 at Walmart, and it's just, if you don't like drinking Metamucil, this is just the caplets. So I take these every morning. And I'm taking my antidepressants and everything else, but I just want... Oh, where'd you go? I just don't want you guys to believe that anyone's having like a wonderful time in withdrawal, because no one is. We're all fucked up. We just all have different levels of fucked up and what we can handle. And yeah, I've gotten, what inspired in me is I've gotten some messages that are like, oh my God, how are you like raising children and doing this at the same time? And how are you homeschooling and doing this at the same time? I don't have another choice. And it's, maybe that's one of the good things that I've gotten out of NA, is if you want to stop doing drugs, you and you alone are responsible for making that happen, and continuing to make that happen, and doing the things that you need to do. So there's days as a drug addict where you're gonna wake up and you're gonna want nothing but drugs, whether it's cravings, whether you're actively using, whatever it is, you're going to just want that. But there's a million other things to do in a day, right? That's why when you walk in someone's house who's been using dope for a couple of weeks, it looks like shit, because they're not taking care of anything in their house. Whereas my house, you could go outside and you could eat off my kitchen floor, and you could like lay down and rub yourself against my carpet, because it was literally just, I vacuum at 8:30 at night, so that like as the last person walks on it, I will vacuum your ass up if you're not out of my way at 8:30. I'm getting paranoid. I have very bad anxiety, and my door is like just like a little bit open, and I'm very scared that one of my kids is gonna come in silently and I'm gonna have a panic attack, because I have very, very bad PTSD from a lifetime of sexual assault. Yeah, so what I was saying is the tough love I'm gonna give you guys is the way that I get up and I do things and I homeschool and I'm doing all this shit, is I have to do it through how I feel, because I have to. It is my responsibility. I will not let my children suffer for my addiction. So if you are considering not going to school drop-off this morning because you are dope sick, you don't have your first needle, you don't have your first dose, you don't want to do it, you get up and you do the children's hair, and you, no matter how you feel, you just keep them eyes open, and you keep this coffee cup in your head, and you keep in your hand, and you keep my words in your head that you can do this, but only you can do this. So if you want that life of schedule, and you want that life of taking care of your children and their education and all of this stuff, put that first. We've got to move drugs out of that spot, and we've got to just do that stuff. I don't homeschool. I mean, I homeschool normally because I absolutely love it, and I'm a fantastic teacher. I love homeschooling, and I love what I've done with my children and choosing what they get to learn. I'm just gonna close the fucking door. I can't take it anymore. I'm sorry. I'm also aching from head to everything. So I have regular pain relief. God damn it. Where'd you Ooh, and I almost dropped my phone down the fireplace. It'd be good to like get a camera. I have a camera, fun fact. I just make this hard for myself for the fuck of it. My sheets don't fit my big ass mattress I just got, and this is so frustrating. I was just talking to my husband about this last night. I want a new set of sheets because I love my mattress, but I can't take that doesn't go all the way the fuck down. I need things to be perfect. You're probably learning a lot about me just listening to this. But yeah, basically my whole message this morning is that I feel like shit, but I'm gonna do everything I have to do anyway, because that's the first step, is letting other things take the stage. Besides how bad you want to get high, besides how sick you are right now, let other stuff take the stage. If your kid wants to go outside and, Mom, watch me shoot hoops, put a bathrobe on, put a lawn chair there, get a cup of coffee, and sit out there, because he's not gonna remember if you were sitting there in bad withdrawal, but he is going to remember if you did not come outside at all. Now, I'm not saying to put yourself in danger. If you jumped off yesterday and you're in a bathtub right now of like your own shit and vomit and everything, that's fine. Have at it. Have your requiem for a dream moment. But when that's over and you start thinking about drugs, like my jump off day is tomorrow. My dose last night was the smallest dose I've ever had. I am in the worst withdrawal right now, but when my kids wake up, I'm just gonna smile at them and I'm gonna say, today's a little bit of an off day for Mommy, so we're gonna work on an alternate schedule. I wrote out my schedule of what we're gonna do today. I told them we were gonna do a little more than we were, because I made promises that unfortunately I didn't know what I was gonna feel like this morning. So, yeah, that's it. You gotta just do it. I'm not stronger than you. I'm not smarter than you. I don't have shit figured out. I just know that at a certain point in the past 4 years of Suboxone, I started to choose my life first. I do have a couple of messages from people who say that they are just starting their journeys. That they plan to stay on Suboxone forever. There are other people who are trying to taper like me. And I want you to know that we just all have good days and we all have bad days. And I'm not always in a chipper, like, good, amazing mood. I'm probably gonna turn the camera off and finish taking my meds and, I don't know, maybe just go outside and cry for a minute before my kids wake up. I need some sort of release, or I'll sing or shout or something. I'm not even sure, but I had a horrible, horrible night's sleep. And today we're doing it regardless. We're doing it. We're doing homeschool. I'm trying to think of what else I can tell you that's helping me right now. I don't believe that cannabis is a drug. I believe that it is medicine. Before we lived in North Carolina, we actually lived in Washington, so it was legal. I had a card and I was able to go to a medical market and buy stuff very inexpensive, and different ways to dose too, because you don't always want to be smoking, because smoking is a combustible and it's a carcinogen and everything anyway. But they have so many different ways that, if you start behaving in a way where your anxiety and depression and all of the reasons that you started using H come back up, you have to have a way to battle it now. Mine is cannabis. I have never smoked and then after that had my cravings still be there, because what I wanted was to center my mind. And marijuana does that without, like, I wanted to calm down my panic. And that does that without affecting, you know, your entire, I'm sure it does have an effect on your central nervous system. But, you know, taking opiates for that, it only feels good for so long, right, before you're dependent. So if I took, you know, 5-10 Vicodin or whatever, of course, I would be mom of the year, running around, making sure everything's clean, getting homeschool stuff done, because you have that sort of false opiate, adrenaline, good feeling, you know, all, dopamine, all these things that a lot of us, because we were systematically abused or have mental illness or anything else, are dealing with. This is rough stuff, and I'm shaking like crazy. But instead of using all of that stuff that makes your body feel terrible, because after day 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or a week, or it may take you 2 weeks. It took me 2 weeks of being on opiates to be fully addicted, willing to like fight the doctor from my hospital bed for more medicine, because my tolerance, when I had so many procedures, maybe I'll do a video about that one day. I had 14 procedures in 2017 on my stomach, and I have a bunch of scars and stuff to, though they're kind of going away now, but I have a bunch of scars to prove it. And it's helped. So if I say cannabis has helped, I really don't need the comments that I'm not technically clean, or, you know, this or that or whatever. What's working for you is working for you. What's working for me is working for me. And as long as this morning I choose those little boys instead of going to a dentist and trying to get a bullshit tooth pulled so that I can get a prescription for 16 fucking Vicodin, then I'm doing better. So I really don't care. No, I do care. I care what everyone says. I don't agree with what everyone says, but I do care what you think about it. If you truly think that using cannabis makes me a drug addict, then that's just going to be your label for me. And unfortunately, you know, I think people who like Billie Eilish have shit taste in music, and that's how I label them. And they don't necessarily know that. It's none of their business. It's my thoughts about them. So I really don't give a fuck what anyone thinks about what I'm doing or what I'm using. And I'm not an aggressive person. I use fuck like a comma, like filler. Like if I saw you and your baby walking, I'd be like, oh my god, what a cute fucking baby. Like it's not, I'm not like, go fuck yourself. So let me swallow these before they melt in my hand. This is the longest update I've done. It's been 18 minutes already. That's pretty crazy. But I wanted to show a bad morning where I look like shit and I'm shaking. I'm so hungry, but I can't fathom trying to put something in my stomach right now. Oh, that's another thing. That's another thing that's wonderful. Hang on. Ondansetron, orally disintegrating tablet. This is Zofran. If you have the type of nausea where you're literally just standing still and you can't move because you're so disgustingly nauseous, have your significant other, your child, a pigeon you trained really well, I don't know, have them fetch your pills for you, and make sure that you just pop one on your tongue and stay still, and within 45 seconds to a minute, you don't have to vomit anymore, and it is amazing. Oh my god. And that is by prescription only, so please seek out a prescription from an actual doctor. Do not divert medicine, because this is how we got this opiate crisis going in America. So let's stop giving each other our pills, okay? There's really nothing else that I do to make myself comfortable on bad days. I use a lot of lotion on my face, a lot of chapstick, because I'm dry and dehydrated. I naturally drink less on days where my stomach is very messed up, and I'll get cups of ice. Ice works really well to stay hydrated. So this full 20-ounce tumbler is actually about 10 ounces of water once this ice melts. So if you kind of count it like that, fill it up the whole way with ice, and it'll be half that ounces in water. I'm just sitting here and you guys are listening to me burp, because that's how bad my stomach is right now. But yeah, that's it. That's my morning in a nutshell. I'm gonna get my materials ready for school today. We're reading Charlotte's Web right now, which is a really cool book about children's ethics, having value even though you don't perform for someone. There's a lot of things that go into Charlotte's Web that we know as adults that we didn't know when we were kids and we were actually reading it, but it's more about life than just killing a pig. So I don't think I have anything else to show you. Oh, I had to start wearing my glasses again. And I don't know if anyone has had that happen, but while on Suboxone, my lenses change, or what's the word? You can't fucking answer back. What is in this? Prescription. I forgot the fucking word prescription. Jesus Christ. The prescription changed. And now that I am tapering down to such a low dose, I feel like my eyes are changing again. And I have regular glasses, and then I have my reading glasses I hate. I was working at a car dealership, and there was this kid that I worked with, and he was, oh my god, the best dude ever. Like, I'm not saying that he had great fashion sense, because he was gay. Those are just two things that were separate about him. He was gay and he had fantastic fashion sense. I have no idea how he didn't have like 15 boyfriends, because he was just literally the best dresser. And he had these glasses that were clear, and then they had like green leaves in them or something. So I went and got frames that are clear with petals in it. But when I put it on, suddenly I look like a librarian you don't want your kids to talk to, or like a court clerk that's seen more shit than she wants to talk about. Either way, they don't look good. Now this guy had a nice tan. Maybe it's the fact that I'm also like a creepy shade of white. Are white people just creepy looking and I'm just discovering this on YouTube? But these ones are... oh my god, my brain fog. I'm gonna forget every word that I know. I'm like, these are that cat one. Cheetah print. Cheetah print, leopard print, something print, dark marks they charged me $40 for. Yeah, so I am going to go take the rest of my time before the kids are up, and I am going to smoke, and I'm going to pop Pepto in here, drink my coffee, and have my little morning ritual that used to be about drugs, and now it's about getting ready for life. And if you do not have a therapist right now, I have tons of suggestions for online therapists that go through people's insurance, including Blue Cross, Aetna, TRICARE, a bunch of different, the government health workers or whatever, a bunch of different places that will accept you for therapy over the phone. And you are not going to solve, is that the right word? I don't know. I don't know any words. Who am I? It's not gonna just automatically fix your problem, but going to therapy while you're on Suboxone is kind of like putting the fire out in your house before you try and paint the walls. So if you're gonna stay on Suboxone for a year or two of therapy and then get off of it, and you're gonna have all the same problems you did when you used, therapy needs to be a priority too. And once a week, even if you're a mama, once a week you can dedicate to taking care of yourself and being on getting to therapy. I will sit on Facebook Live or Messenger with your children in the room and read to them during the 45 minutes that you are in your therapy session, if that's what it takes to get you to go to a therapy session. I go at 2 o'clock today. Are you gonna make an appointment for yourself? Video appointments. Easiest thing in the entire world. Find out why we are how we are. And you may think you know your horror story. Let the therapist and the psychotherapist and the psychiatrist figure out what that did to you, what trauma that brought to your life, and let them fix it. And sometimes this is what it looks like. And there is not a goddamn thing wrong with me. The chemicals in my brain are just wrong. These are right. If I had insulin and I said, these are all my medications I take for diabetes, you'd be like, wow, that's a lot of medicine. Diabetes is crazy. But when I say they're for mental health, you're like, holy shit, don't go near that chick. And you can ask my husband. I'm a very, very calm, docile person when I'm on medication. And he doesn't let me go off, and I don't let me go off, and NA doesn't let me go off, and my sponsor doesn't let me go off, and my mother doesn't let me go off of my medication, and I've involved everyone in my recovery that I could. So, well, that's all I have to say for now, because that's 27 minutes of me rambling, and my brain's not functioning this morning, so I would love to watch it later and see what I said. But yeah, let's get ready to read some Charlotte's Web. What happens? Is he a stupendous super pig? Or do they only love him because he can provide that stuff for him? Does Wilbur have worth? That's what we're going to be talking about today. Alright, well, I love you guys. Feel better. Send me messages, please. I want to know how you're doing. And I actually answer every single one of you. I have my phone at my ass 24/7. It's uncomfortable, but I do it for you.